hearing. I could hear certain things. Okay. Then I had this psychic attack. I had these particular entities attack me, and they blocked up my ear. And I just thought, well, I had a wax buildup. So what happened was, when the wax buildup subsided, I just had regular hearing. I didn't realize that what they had done was they had blocked up my ear to the point that I was literally, if I hadn't developed the sonic hearing, I would have been deaf in the ear. But because I had sonic hearing developing, I just had regular hearing based on they blocked up my ear. So a year later, in January of 2002, I got these two nurses that work it like they got a place. Everybody got one. They got one of the hospitals where they do the guinea pig work on all the black people. Well, these two nurses work there. They see every goddamn thing, all the damn drama. So they started coming through and they conscious and stuff. And this one of them do the ear candling. You know, they candle out your ear, put this thing in there, and they candle it out and they put this fire on it. She said, well, we did a guy who was deaf, and it took 5 candles to get him to hear somewhat decent. So she did 5 on me. I wasn't even deaf. I said, I can hear out the ear. I just got this nagging, stopped up feeling. So she did 5 on me, and I said, I still got this feeling. But after she did the 5, I started hearing this hissing sound. The sound like if you take a record off or something, you turn the speaker up, if you got a stereo and you don't have no sound going, but you just turn the shit all the way up and you hear this hissing sound in the speaker, that's how my fucking ear was feeling. Okay. Over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks, she candled out my ear every week, and it took 13 candles to unclog my ear. And it was like, well, damn, it only took 5 for the guy who was actually deaf. You could hear out the ear, and it took 13. When she candled out my ear, man, I could hear shit in my toes. I could hear all kind of shit in my body. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. I said, oh, shit. I said, now, hold on, let me back up here. Then I start to analyze, and I said, okay, now, I got these people. We got a group of entities that's trying to stop the new realm from coming in, because it's a family fight. They've been ruling. They don't want to get up off the shit. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to get up off the stuff and relinquish the power to the new rulers, so they do all kind of little dirty tricks. They can't do nothing because they're powerless, but they can annoy the fuck out you. So I said, now hold on now. I said, they didn't really do nothing. They stopped up my ear in January. They annoyed me with my teeth in August. I said, but these motherfuckers ain't been coming around and we getting closer and closer. Then I thought about it. I said, oh, wait a minute, hold on. When they stopped up my ear, they said the work has been done. That's the key to all of this shit is in the ear. This is what the Spirit is telling me. So I said, okay, I'm on to something. So the first thing I do is I go hit my library, pulling down all these books, and I go through the all these hundreds of books, trying to find some shit on the ear. I always notice when white motherfuckers don't write about something, it's because they're trying to keep something away from the people. And I said, now wait a minute, now hold on. I said, now I know that this ear thing is important, but I remember Richard King said that when he did the work on the pineal gland, he was in the classroom, and the teacher who was teaching him said that the pineal gland has no significance whatsoever. But he said he walked across the yard and walked into the library, and the same teacher who was teaching him that said that it had no significance had volumes of books written on the significance of the pineal gland. And I go through all this occult material, and very rarely in the occult material, the third eye is the key to the shit, and they never hardly talk about the third eye because it doesn't apply to the Europeans. All right. I said, okay, now this is shit. I said, I went through all this occult material, and I said, no, I got a damn photographic memory. I said, I've been in this thing for damn 14 years, and I've been into this occult thing for 10 years, and I said, I'm yet to see that much on the ear, but I said, I remembered something in Crowley's book, the Book of Thoth. The Book of Thoth. I remember something in Crowley's book, the Book of Thoth. Put this here and put this in my pocket. In the Book of Thoth, the Egyptian Tarot, Crowley makes a statement in here. I want to get this on in the section on the Harpocrats. Crowley makes a statement, and I read the statement back in '93, and I always remembered it because he explained what the Horus lock is. What the Horus lock is. he explained this thing. On page 61, they talk about the Horus lock. You know, that's the baby Horus. You know him as the baby Jesus. The baby Jesus, that's the baby Horus. It's Horus or Heru in Kemet. Now check this out, how the science go. You know that the baby Heru in Kemet is the god Cupid in Rome and the god Eros in Greece? The baby, the Horus, the same one with the thumb in his mouth in Egypt, and the baby Jesus is the god Cupid in Rome and Eros in Greece. That's some amazing shit. But if you throw the baby out with the bathwater, we won't know this and stuff, because somebody told us we shouldn't read the Greek stuff. And the Greek stuff, at this particular time, first of all, we talk about the Greek mythology, that shit is sublime. As a matter of fact, right now, for the people that's very conscious, you're going to find out this. The ones who've been in this for a while, you're going to find out that most of your satisfaction not going to come from just the metaphysical aspects of the people who've gone through that stuff. Just go and bury yourself in mythology. You get more out of mythology than you do anything reading those ancient primordial stories. Any type of mythology, you never get on top of that. That's an advanced science.
Can I speak on that?
Huh? Right, the myth.
Yes.
This is very important. Now it's interesting here because my mama was a school teacher, and one time I remember when the Clash of the Titans came out. My mama, she was walking through the living room. She was walking through the den, and she looked. She said, "Wait a minute." She said, "That shit is about damn Pegasus." And she started getting into this stuff, right? And that's those myths and stuff. That's the key. The African myth, the Greek myths is black. The mythology is one of the most advanced science. It will stick with you forever if you drop that mythology. So now, Harpocrates, which is the baby with the thumb in the mouth, in Kemet, Heru Parkrat or Harpocrates, he's called the baby of the egg. Now, in Crawley's book, he makes one hint on something very important, but I never hear the white people say it again. Now, whenever they don't say something, it's because they're trying to hide it. And then he goes in and he says about the Horus lock. That's what you see the Jews or the is it reallys with the Horus lock or the Heru's lock used to be us with that Horus lock. Even some of your Asians in the Kung Fu movies, they had that Horus lock. You know what I'm saying? They had that Horus lock in the Kung Fu movies and stuff, because you know that ain't nothing but doggone Egyptian mythology. You know what I'm saying? Especially the avenging techniques of the avenging techniques of the Kung Fu movies is always the Horus mythology. In world mythology, where the son grows up to avenge the father, in the Kung Fu movie, the motif is the son grows up to either to avenge the father or the master. You see what I'm saying? In that particular aspect. But you got that. You see it also in the Kung Fu movies or the martial arts flick. You see him with that Heru's lock. Now, in here, he's trying to explain what it is. He's saying that the Heru's lock or the Horus lock here, he says it is a dawn, the hint of light about to come, but by any means that light, he has a lock of hair curling around his ear. He's talking about this Horus character, curling around his ear on page 61. And that is the influence of the highest descending upon the Brahmarandra chakra of the ear is the vehicle of Akasha spirit. It is the highest level of spirituality, the vehicle of the Akasha spirit. That's what they named your girl in Queen of the Dam, named Akasha, which means black substance. Akashic records, ether, Akasha, Akashic records, Akash, which means black substance. That's why she turned black when they killed her. But you gotta, but I never read this thing, but in her Anne Rice's Vampire Companion, that's the one you want to get. Anne Rice's Vampire Companion. That's the one where they drop all the science. In there, they say that she read about Akasha when she got the book Lost Cities of Africa. Now there's one by Basil Davidson, not that one. There's one called Lost Cities of Africa. I got a hold of that book the other week, and man, it's dropping all this science. You see what I'm saying? So, Akasha, but you want to get Anne Rice's Vampire Companion. I'm going to go into that in a few seconds again. We want to go with this Akasha thing a few minutes. Remind me right after this music thing, we're going to go into this Akasha thing, because that was a whole ritual. You know, they killed at 22. The movie came out at 22. This is the 22 year, which is Mayat's year, because you got 2 zeros and 2 twos. Right. This is the year of Mayat. Right. Balance, equilibrium. Equilibrium. They even got another entity came, because the entities have to have a new name. There was another entity came. She said, my name is Jujesta. Like justice. She said, my name is Jujesta. I said, oh, you're a form of Maya. The entities have a new name. Now going back, they said that this Horus lock is representing, he said, something inside of the ear of the highest level of Akasha spirit. So I said, damn, Crowley got it right here in this book. I don't hear it mentioned no more. I said, oh, something going on. I was looking at all my books. I said, damn, I'm at a loss. I can't find shit on the fucking ear. I said, I know better than this. They talk about the music, sound. You get all these mantras going on throughout all these cultures and nothing on the ear. I said, wait a minute, somebody is goddamn omitting shit because they know it ain't got nothing to do with them. All right. I said, well, in that case, let me go to Richard King. I said, I can't find nothing else. So I go to African Origins of Biological Psychiatry. What was that, page 31 or 34? Page 34, here it is. Richard King, African Origins of Biological Psychiatry. It says, quote, that the inner ear nucleus is the doorway to the temple. I said, oh, shit. So, the temple is the pineal gland and the pituitary and all of that. But mainly the pineal gland. And I said, wait a minute. The ear is the doorway to the temple. I said, okay. So when they blocked up my inner ear, they was blocking up the doorway for the energy to get to the pineal gland. So these entities are like, oh, the work is done in January of 2001. We need to go on about our business because the nigga shit is blocked. So now when they open it back up, I could hear my heartbeat. I could hear shit in my fucking toes. And one day I was on the bed and I hear this shit and I said, man, this is strange shit. And the spirit say, if this is an illusion and none of this exists, it's Maya. You know of it as the Matrix. Then what is sound if this is an illusion? Then it said, what you're hearing is the other realm, the hereafter, they call the world to come, the other dimension coming in. You could hear that motherfucker. I said, oh shit. I was crossing over. I said, oh shit. And I could hear some stuff, man. And then I said, oh man, I said, oh, I'm on to something. Then I read in the book and it says that the inner ear nucleus is what develops the sight for the damn regular eyes. I said, oh, okay. I understand why I had that my brother gave me some driver. He went and had to need some insurance because his shit was fucked up. He went and took my name down and got some driver's license in my damn name. And then come give me the damn book. Now this nigga is a staunch vegetarian, so he's like 3 times smaller than I am. And I'm flying around the country with this skinny motherfucker on the shit. He look about like me, but he about your size, face all poor and stuff. And I'm doing this, putting this shit to white folks, and they be like, go ahead on, Mr. Hemmitt. And I'm doing the black people like, come on, motherfucker, you know this ain't you. Now you know damn well this ain't you. I'm putting it with black folks, they're like, you know this shit ain't you. And then but remember they say the white folks can't see. They can't see because they don't have that eye melanin. Okay, then the shit gets thicker. I go to a damn Asian woman, she go, that not you. The Asian motherfucker say, that not you. That not you. But the Asians got that eye melanin. Then I go to a Hispanic, she said, no, that's not you. No. And I said, damn. So that's why we all look alike. White people that go around, I see these motherfuckers can't see. But they can't hear. And that shit is a distortion to them. Some of the music. Now let's go on. I said, okay now we getting somewhere. The inner ear nucleus is the doorway to the temple. Okay, now going back. So they unplugged my ear. Now I'm running about 3 speakers left and right on my system. Now I got a house with one whole side of the house is full of LPs. It's like, I mean, it's just like thousands of LPs. All the shit from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And the 40s and all that stuff, because I got all that Ella and that Duke Ellington and that Count Basie and all that shit. So I got all this doggone music. So this is what happened. I said, man, so I came up, I got this ear open, I became obsessed. I said, I need more sound. So I went from like 3 speakers to fucking 12. The 12. Now it's interesting now, check this out. Before when I had like the 2 speakers, I have to go and I put the music on and I have to get me a couple of hits. Get me a couple of shots and then I'll be getting into the shit. When I hit to that 12, I didn't even need the shots no more. I was just into the music. You see what I'm saying? Now what you gotta do now, it's role playing now. What you do, you get into the music. Don't just listen to the music. Put some fantasy in your mind, like some superhero shit you doing. Or this a good one. This a real good one. You got to do role playing because you giving away to that movie. This a real good one. You be jamming and you be like you on the goddamn stage just a performing away. And the motherfuckers is into you performing. That's a real damn one there. When you get up on that damn stage and shit, you know, and you doing some, you just put it in your mind with the music going, you on the damn stage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Man, shit, role playing. You go to another level. Then when you hit that elixir, it's over. You know, so, you see, but it was interesting because they said, well, because the brother Clemson Brown in New York, he was like, they said, well, we didn't have a whole lot of money. They said, but he said in the 60s and the 50s, mostly in the 60s and the 50s, he said, the brothers ain't had no money. When nobody had no money, they used to just get on the corner, and he said they would sing to that woman. They would sing to her ass. He said that was a whole nother metaphysical realm. They ain't had the car and all that bullshit. He said motherfucker needed to sing. Even Richard Pryor said that shit, remember? Said, oh, singing motherfucker have a line full of women. So that was a whole another cultural aspect that led over into the major black singer that they started killing off with Nat King Cole. Killed that nigga. Frank Sinatra said that motherfucker got to go if I'm gonna be the king of this shit. Bump them off. Jackie Wilson. If you get Jackie Wilson and you look at his style, Elvis Presley copied it to the T. Bumped him off. See what I'm saying? On down the line, including your boy Marvin Gaye, fucking Teddy in that car and shit. Bumped them motherfuckers off. You see, till they got to the androgynous figures that they couldn't, they said, no, we got that real dominant male of the 70s on back, we had to bump off. Then they got the androgynous figures like Prince and Michael Jackson, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Bump them off. The very key, this is a conspiracy going on. Now, going on. So I went from damn like 3 speakers on each side, which made about 6 to 12. And shit started hitting the damn chakras. Okay, start hitting the chakras. I was in a whole nother realm. I was obsessed. Then I went to 14 on their ass. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Because I ain't had enough watts for that shit, so that shit just blew my fucking system. First thing I said was, I had about a good 200 watts. You know, if you just say, everybody, you know, you need 100 watts for a house. I had 200. That shit just blew them 200. I said, no, I got to get more wattage. Now, I said, I got to get more wattage because I'm on a quest to get this shit. Then I started seeing the conspiracy. All right. My shit got blew a week ago. Yeah. Because let me see, I just got the system again, not this Friday, but last Friday. So week before last, my system blew. I said, Lord have mercy. I say, rent, lights, gas. That's not top priority. My motherfucking levels is down. Stop thinking this way. I'm serious business. I'm like rents, light, gas, food. Now, I didn't say nothing about that booty now. I ain't crazy now. That shit. But I was like, but I said, rent is coming up, lights is coming. Well, I say lights, I gotta have the lights because I gotta run this shit. But that's real cheap. I said, gas, well, I can be cold for a minute. Food, I got enough blubber to wait. I said, man, rent, I said, no, this ain't top priority. What's top priority is my motherfucking levels is gone. You know, on the damn movie, Jackie Brown, motherfuckers, I don't want you to be fucking with my levels now. On the movie with your boy Tucker. On the movie what's that one? Rush Hour 1 say, motherfucker, don't be fucking with the black man radio. Man, my damn levels. I said, so I called this sister up. I say, Lord, my world is ended. So I ain't got no music. I said, I ain't got no music. You know, I'm always the brokest motherfucker in the Western Hemisphere. So I made a convincing plea. She said, okay, then I'm gonna wire you some shit. Get your shit right. She said, oh yeah, you need your shit. Oh yeah. I said, man, my shit is, you know, and all. I said, you know, I'm just gonna lay here and, you know, just, I said, I'm on the way of getting sick. I said, my levels is gone. So she wired me some shit, wired me some money. So that's when the damn adventure began. See, I had a system, an Onkyo that I got in 1989, and it was like a 1986. And this system, whatever it was, man, this Onkyo, I ran that shit nonstop, high speed, from 1989 to November of 2001, and then it finally blew, and I was like, hey, you outperform yourself. So I went and got this Kenwood amp. You know, went and got this Kenwood amp. So when that blew, I said, now, but see what happened is all of the 90s, I didn't notice that they had come in with all this Dolby Logic. You see all this shit? They got Dolby Logic, they got Symphony, they got Jazz Club, they got all these options on the damn shit. You can mash that shit, get discotheque. So they got all this new shit. I said, damn, I got to take a course to learn how to run a motherfucking damn stereo system. So I go to the damn shit. So I go to one place and also I go to Circuit City. Now I said, no, she sent me enough money. I'm gonna go to get me some new shit. So I go to fucking Circuit City. Motherfuckers said, remember now, you got this remote control. You better have this remote control. All shit break down. You ain't got this remote. I'm like, God damn, this is just a fucking stereo. He said, I'm telling you. So I got that. He said, you want some power? Now it's all spiritual what we're dealing with here. Come, I'll show you what's going on. He said, you want some power? He said, we got this Sony 700 watts. I said, that's the shit I need. I gotta run them 14 speakers. I said, that's the shit I need right there. Took it, got it home. Turntable don't plug up into the shit. So, oh, fuck now. He said, run it through auxiliary. I said, this shit don't work. I said, turntable don't plug up in it. I took the shit back. Motherfucker say, oh, I got one with a turntable. Took it home, turntable plugged up in it. EQ don't plug up. Now that's the key. He said, no, but it's got a built-in equalizer. But it's a different. Now this is the mystery on what's going on. They took out the turntable because that was the high shit based on melanin. But the key here is with a CD, you get a hold of you a graphic equalizer, you can override shit even on the fucking CD. So when I got home, he said it's got a built-in equalizer. I said that ain't good because y'all got the level set to what you want to deal with. Now let me drop this shit on you what's going on. They designed music on CD technology that it don't even get to the inner ear nucleus. Guess what? We ain't heard real music in fucking 10 years. Jewel Pookum even came down about a month ago to Atlanta and said that all of the damn radio stations, they don't go above a certain amount of watts now, and motherfuckers is getting sick. They done got the shit down to a certain amount of watts. The sound that we hearing don't even get to the inner ear nucleus. Now, there's a lot of new music out, and there's the CDs. But come to find out, you can override the CDs if you get your graphic equalizer with all the damn levels. See where I'm coming from? So what happened is, so they got the 700 watts. It don't have tape 2. See, there's a tape 1. You need tape 2 to get the jack into the graphic equalizer. This is the science on this shit. All right. I said, no, I had to take that shit back. Give me my motherfucking money back. So, took me about a week, but what I had to do, had to go around to these, they call Cash Americas. I don't know if they got them up here. There's these new pawn shops. They're taking over the country and all, right? The government and stuff. And you come and you pawn in all your shit and you get money and stuff, but you can go get the best stuff there, see? Because you want to see. But it's interesting now because I always remembered that the brothers used to go into the army to go overseas to get the real deal systems. Because the domestic shit over here was bullshit. Remember that shit? Motherfuckers say, I'm going over there to get a system. No, they got all this shit. No, they say, but they never they always had a damn lockdown on the sound. You remember that? The brother used to go in the army and come back with some shit. We ain't see the name over here for 10 more years. You see, they go to Asia, they go to Italy, they go to Germany, and they come back with some shit, you know, that we don't see over here. Huh? Cheap and stuff. But they've been doing this stuff, and they even do it on automobiles. Certain things they got to do before the automobile come over here. They got certain things that you got to have on this shit. What's the same thing with sound? Okay, so I go around to the Cash Americas, these pawn shops, until I say, I want me something newer, but I say I'm going to have to go 89, 88, 87. And I got me an 88 Pioneer with both tape 2, tape 1, and phono. And all the rest of the stuff. Then they got all the Dolby Logic surround sound and all that stuff. They got all that. But see, what they did was, if they put you all that Dolby Logic and all that kind of stuff for you to get the sound, as long as you don't have that graphic equalizer, you can turn it up and they give you all these options and you just be so happy. Oh, I got, this shit sound like large theater, small theater, symphony, hall. You see what I'm saying? Small theater, discotheque, jazz club. They got all this shit in this Dolby Logic. So you be like, oh man, this shit is great. That's high technology. No, that's like the CD. There's certain sounds you ain't getting because they done put a sound for you to hear and fool you, but you ain't got that graphic equalizer, so you can just turn that shit up. See where I'm coming from? When I went and got the Sony that was 700 watts, they got it so now that no matter what you put on LP or whatever, graphic equalizer, whatever, they got it now that there's a certain sound that comes out that's already set. By the time the shit goes into the receiver, when it comes out, it already come out like a hologram. And I was listening to the Sony and I could barely hear the person's voice singing. Right. But like, damn, I said, I can't hear, I put the acoustic on and I couldn't hear the voice because they know that black voice. Okay? I said, man, they got this shit set. So I'm trying to tell you, get you a graphic equalizer. That's it. You can override the CDs. You see, if you get your graphic equalizer for a stereo set, but when you go, make sure that you get tape 2, because if you ain't got tape 2, tape monitor. You can't run that equalizer. When you get that equalizer, you can set your range. And then sometime in June, this happened in January. No, it happened in December. No, it happened about a day before my birthday. Day before my birthday, I was fiddling around with the equalizer, and this equalizer got all the little stuff to jump up and down, but you can mash a button and it's got these little dots. And you can mash the dots that you want to get whatever sound you want. The Spirit gave me this vision, and I started mashing these dots, and I drew it down on a piece of paper, and if I don't have that piece of paper, I can't get the sound I want. So they gave me some shit to override the other stuff. And this shit was so bad, it was just like blowing out my little systems and stuff. The point I'm trying to make going back is they fucking with the music, they're fucking with the sound. You're fucking with the sound. So if you want to override that, if you get your stereo system, make sure you can get an equalizer, because they're coming with the built-in equalizer, but the built-in equalizer cancel out the regular equalizer. Now you go to the pawn shop, equalizers, they no more like $40, $30, $20. And then get you anything, you can even go and get up to $2,000 as long as it's got a tape 2 monitor. Because tape 2 monitor, you can put that on that CD and you can override that fucking CD and you can get the octaves you want for the inner ear melanin. Very key. Y'all all right? Yeah. So I want to deal with that. Now, this thing with Akasha, remember now, you want to get the Anne Rice Vampire Dictionary. Now, they put the movie out on the 22nd of February. First of all, that's Black History Month. Number one, she died when she was 22. She got burnt up in the same way she was burning them motherfuckers up in the movies, the same way they killed her. But in the movie they said you have tasted the most ancient of blood, and they made a distinction from the regular vampires to the gods. They say these are the gods. You see what I'm saying? These are the gods. Number one, they said she is the mother of us all. Now they had her go and she killed her husband for this little fool here, Lestat. Yeah, for Lestat. She killed her husband. And then what happened was, Lestat turns against her, the entire whole crew turned against her, and she was by herself. That was a big time ritual going on, whereas even when they killed her, she turned to pure black carbon. But even when she was taking Lestat around, she kept telling them that this entire earth belongs to us. Now, we know now, this is interesting, because there's a lot of history that needs to be revised, because we get more and more stuff coming to find out that even Africa is not even the cradle, when we still talk about that same one landmass. See, if you go by the one landmass aspect, then we were talking about one landmass, and although you got some of the oldest artifacts in Africa, if you're talking about one landmass, that means that you got levels of history that's being uncovered. This shit is much more arcane, remote, and ancient than we think it is. And even the Africa thing, because I know we got to have some starting point in world history when we deal with world history as a legitimate principle. There's got to be parameters that started. But they got shit now. But I want to ask this question. Why is it that places like South America, that is 3 times rich in resources, is non-developed? Yeah. Whole vast parts, non-developed. Why there's parts of Mexico? I ain't talking about no Mexico City or them old places like that. They got plush greenery in Mexico that's not even developed. Because they got shit down there that's very ancient. And they're not trying to develop that particular part because they don't want people to tap into that particular aspect. They got places all over the world that they haven't developed. They say they're running out of land and all that, but they got places in Mexico, they got places in South America, they got places, Madagascar, they got places that's non-developed. That's because they got ancient arcane history in them places, and what I'm trying to tell you here is, this thing is so vast until, man, it take another damn 100 years just to uncover this shit. That's how much stuff, how much mysteries that they have been suppressing, you see. So I have learned now that it is not basically, never point the finger and say this is the ultimate truth and that's just the way it is. The law of what they call chaos magic is nothing is true, all is permitted. Why is that? It's a great one to go by because the simple fact, there has been so much lies, so much distortion, and not only that, there's been so much deterioration. You see, like they said, how in the devil, we can't even go by based on records, because like they said, if they was in the habit of burning records and destroying information in the ancient past, to say you got an existing records to say that this is the unmitigated truth, this is the ultimate truth, is crazy when the Library of Alexandria burnt down twice. So the whole concept of what we call this quote-unquote even African history is way off course because there is so much history that's destroyed. And then you understand why Mexico is a motherfucking mystery. South America is a mystery. Parts of America is a damn mystery. Parts of Canada. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They're still gravitating towards Europe and all that old shit. You see, but I'm just trying to say, why is it they got places that's mysteries right on the doggone earth plane? That's because you cannot put general earth history in one fucking box. The shit is too vast. You see what I'm saying? And that's when we miss out. When we hear some crazy stuff, we hear it. One brother called and you know, called and said, well, he wrote a letter into this, because we got these newsletters for the people that didn't get them. He wrote a letter saying, brother from New York, he said to the whole Afrocentric thing, well, Bobby's talking about the Necronomicon, and he's talking about Dracula. What does that shit got to do with black people? Where's he getting that shit from? I say, in a word, motherfucker, read mythology. That's all he got to do. Now, there's a guy named Fred Pelton wrote a book called, just if I got the book, the guy named Fred Pelton. They won't sell it. You got to go to the comic book store to get it. But it's not a comic book. This is a regular historical. It's a regular historical book, but they make sure you got to go to the comic. It's not a comic book. This is a regular historical book called A Guide to the Cthulhu Cult by Fred L. Pelton. Fred Pelton wrote his dissertation on this thing in 1947, but no book company would publish it. He proved that the Necronomicon and all that shit was real by carefully going in and lining up Camite, Sumerian, Greek, Hindu, and all the ancient mythologies to prove that the shit was adequate down to the T. And he proved it and wrote a book called A Guide to the Cthulhu Cult. Cthulhu. K-T-H-U-L-H-U. Hmm? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. They pronounce a K on something. It's C-T-H-U-L-H-U. Cthulhu Cult by Fred L. Pelton, P-E-L-T-O-N. They don't even sell this shit in the regular bookstore. You got to get it through the comic book store. But it's an actual scholarly piece. And he proved that those particular things were real. Well, guess what? If you study the Dionysian, there's a book on Dionysus by Walter F. Otto. And you study Dionysus, which is the prototype of Osiris. So you'll get more information on Osiris if you study Dionysus than you will study Osiris. Because the only Osiris we got left of us is the Plutarch Osirian drama, which is a later drama, which basically you don't get a lot of information on Osiris. You figure the whole half dynastic thing is based around Osiris, but yet there's only the same information you get on Osiris is that same old Osiris, that same old drama, the Osirian drama of him dying and Isis, you know, breathing breath in the mouth. Same old tired one. If you want to get more on the Osirian drama, you got to study Dionysus or you got to study Shiva. That is your Osiris. Now, if you study Walter F. Otto's book on Dionysus, Dionysus and Dracula is one in the goddamn same. Dionysus got the women around him because he comes from a matriarchal cult. He's the son of the mother. You know, they call Maenads. He's connected to the world of the dead. He's connected to the world of the women. He makes the women go crazy in frenzies, these Maenads. Dracula did the same thing with Lucy and them. All it is Bram Stoker had a Dionysian mythological dream and recorded that shit again. Well, somebody asked this question, how did all this knowledge get down here anyway? Was this knowledge taken in tablets and brought on spaceships down here, or was this knowledge channeled? The priests used to channel this knowledge. So if a doggone knowledge was legitimate, that the priests channeled 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago that set up for the criteria of what we call scholarship, why the fuck you can't get a Channel 9 that be accurate? See what I'm saying? And be accurate. You see what I'm saying? It's like, this is a motherfucker right here. It's like Oshun, which is a feminine deity, Had to hook up with the one named Otintia, one of the ones up in here, another feminine energy. And I told them, I said, what y'all motherfuckers did last night? They said, oh, we did that touchy-feely thing.
That sounds like Shango, too.
Yeah, but listen to this, no. Oshun, which is the archetype of the divine feminine, and Otintia, which is another form of the archetype of the divine feminine. This August, when I was divining to them, I said, what the fuck did y'all do last night when y'all was guarding my mouth? I said, oh, we occupied ourselves by doing that touch-feel-it thing. You hear what I said? That goddess thing. They licked on some clits. Boy, this world goes, this shit goes beyond some shit you think it is. But then again, they're outside of the physical, so they ain't dealing with the same gender shit you dealing with. Transference of energy. You see, transference of energy. Then we have to ask the question, why is it that the Matrix, this is all very good shit here now. Why is it that the Matrix put out a whole book, what's that, Matrix 5, talking shit about the feminine principle and talking about how the earth, the people who seeded this planet, this is just the article, but you can get it out of the Matrix 5 book, the new Matrix 5, that Val Valerian book. Talking shit about the damn Syrians who seeded the planet was these feminine Syrians, and they was talking shit about them. Call them negative Syrians. Which we got to ask this question here. Now this is one of the great mysteries here. This busts up all your little old patriarchal Hebrew, getting fucked up their ass by that matriarchal bullshit, Rastafarian, Islam, and all that old male-dominated bullshit. This busts up all that old organized homosexuality is what that shit is, where you just love a man to death, and the goddamn woman ain't nothing but an obedient motherfucker to her man. That old faggot shit. Some old Abraham and these old slewfoot bastards, all that old crazy old stuff here where you just think these motherfuckers just in love with themselves. Well, there's a goddamn woman in this shit. God, fucking Adam, Abraham getting fucked by God and Adam, and all these old goddamn males. Noah, 4,000 damn years old, Methuselah ass. All this shit here, and not a goddamn woman doing shit, but cooking some motherfucking damn bread and being obedient. Fuck that old faggot ass Islam, Christianity, and Judaism bullshit. Then you understand why the motherfuckers in Islam say it is better, the motherfucking white Arab in Islam say it is better to stick my dick up a man's ass than to be with a woman. What the motherfuckers say right there in damn Arabia. It is better to put my dick and do dookie love than to be with the real deal love. Them dookie love cults, that patriarchal bullshit. That's right. All your old, all that stuff, that's the shit that's dying. That's why little fuck boys in the Catholic Church. That's why that shit is being revealed. Huh? Huh? That it was a feminine, it was three feminine goddesses before Belial turned that shit into that one masculine goddess. The word Al, which is son, Horus, and La, which is mother. Mother, son is called Satis. Sa, which is the feminine aspect, and Sa, which is the masculine, Sahu, and Is, which is Isis, Aset. Satis is mother and son. Allah, mother and son. You see what I'm saying? And the son is nothing but the clitoris. It turns into a penis or stays into that little primordial black dot. That was a real black dot right there. That's the real motherfucking black dot. Real black dot. Think so? How many nerve endings that motherfucker got? You think that shit ain't powerful? How many nerve endings that shit got? How many nerve endings in that shit got? Thousands.
All of them, all nerve endings.
Black dot, press on that motherfucking button. They talking about pressing the button. You put your hand on the button like they said, oh, I got the president. I got a little suitcase and got the damn, my finger on the button. No, this is the real button right here. Now that's what your boy said. The The one fucking the wheelchair, that's the astrophysicist. Hawkins. The white man said there is no end to the universe. Hawkins said that's bullshit. There is an end to the universe, and it's one small primordial point. Right there. Right there. Right there. That's right. As long as I got a face, you got a place to sit. That's it. That's a must. Now all y'all must, because we got all these old so-called frigid ass, holy to now motherfuckers saying that shit ain't natural. That's bullshit. Now the history is, here it is where we forgot something and then we saw the white boy doing it and we thought it was white. See what I'm saying? That's how all the shit he comes up with we think is white, but it's black. That shit came straight out of Africa. You see what I'm saying? That shit came straight out of Africa. Typhonian cult traveled up into India. The white boy got it when they took India over in the 18th century. They got the Kama Sutra. They started eating, licking on that clit, and doing that shit. It became a phenomenon in England and Europe, and then it came across the water to the other white folks over here and down to Farm Boy, and you thinking all white folks doing it. And you didn't know that was some shit that you invented that they copied.
Y'all had to pass it to get here.
You see what I'm saying? And you had to eat that shit to come out of this motherfucker. You right. You see what I'm saying? So that's the mystery on this particular aspect right here. When we walking around, oh brother, you know what I'm saying? Oh brother. All that old crazy shit. But that's why we busting up all that old Afrocentric bullshit. That's why y'all frigid Mennonites and Calvinist Baptists and all that shit in dreadlocks and kitchen cloth. Y'all ain't nothing but some frigid ass Mormons. No, I take that back, because them Mormons be getting busy. Them Mormons be getting their freak on out there in Salt Lake City. Now, now the mystery here is why are they saying this? Why are they rebelling against this in the Matrix 2? Because when the Spirit told me, they gave me, one of the sisters back in 93 gave me my holy incarnation list. She said, you was a priest in this time, you was a priest here, you was a student here, you was a priest here, and it was all this student on like a priestly line. And she said, in one time in Atlantis, you was a housewife. I said, damn, a housewife? She said, yeah, a housewife. So I said, okay, then hold on. Then one went on, let's try to see here then. That means that if my spirit is the same as when it was a housewife, that means that we all bitches. You said, oh, that word bitch. No, bitch means priestess of the dog star. That's the dog star. And that's what they say. Even in Crowley had to make that thing in the book of Lies. He said the women of the AA, the silver star, which is the Augustine Ostrom or whatever, which means the star Sirius. He said on the physical realm, they appear as gender roles of male and female, but in the spirit realm, they're all feminine. It's the cult of the bitch. You see what I'm saying? We're all feminine. And now we take on the certain gender roles down here, but we're talking spirit. And that's what the white man got to rebel against. So they said, well, why? Even Maulana Karenga said it in Earth history. There's only been two beings that was the doggone recipients of sexism. The black woman and then women, period, because they got to oppress they women to even get the style or get the damn practice of oppressing the feminine energy, period. But it's the woman, the black woman, and the black man is a victim of sexism. Because when the white boy looks at you, you, in American history, have been victims of mostly sexism. And the way he views you is based on a sexuality thing. See what I'm saying? So therefore, we're still talking about the males are the cult of the feminine also. You see what I'm saying? Or the cult of the feminine also. This is one of the great mysteries. That's why the Matrix had to come out against the feminine thing. When they come out against the feminine thing in the Matrix 5, don't be fooled. They're talking about the black man too. Don't get caught up in the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's the same way where they, in the early 90s, they had that black feminist perspective, and that shit was rising, and then they locked up goddamn 14 million niggas, and the woman didn't know where the fuck to go. She was like, shit, goddamn, I ain't even got a motherfucker to oppress me, because it's all we want in the damn same. See, when you try to separate, every now and then how rigid the rules are, something new will happen, just to show you we all one. I mean, they had all that bell hooks and all that black feminist perspective was going strong in the late 80s, early 90s. Then they put all the niggas on lockdown. And then the black feminist perspective was like, goddamn, we still fucked up because ain't no brothers around. That's because it's trying to show you when you separate from each other, you understand what I'm saying? It ain't the same as when some other people, you ain't got no ally with no sister over the brother or no other kind of shit like this. We are all one. And especially when we talk about consciousness. See what I'm saying? Especially when we talk about consciousness. But you got to get out of these sectarian groups to tell you that the woman is a subordinate. Any of y'all motherfuckers that's fucking around with an old Islamic group, a Hebrew group, or any other kind of damn do group to tell you that the woman is subordinate, y'all motherfuckers is missing the boat in 2000. And this the age of Mayat. That's the balance. You see what I'm saying? But it's balancing two people on the scale, both the male and female gender. So anybody tell you that shit there, man, you out of the damn age. That's why shit ain't working for you. That's why they locking up. That's why H. Rap Brown ass is sitting in jail. Because that motherfucker was ultimately, he could not survive in the age of Maya. Although the white man went against him, he was still a part of a patriarchal cult. And by him being a part of a patriarchal cult, Maya and them say, lock that nigga down and give that motherfucker a boyfriend up in that damn jailhouse. He want to be a matriarchal shit? Let a motherfucker fuck him up in the ass in the big house. Come somebody's bitch. Then you'll know how it is to be fucked. That's what you want. You want to play damn games with that masculine shit? The karma say, you become the bitch. That nigga on lockdown, getting jugged up that booty, Duke love. Duke love. Duke love. Chocolate on the Duke love. Okay. You want to go to a break? Huh? You want to go to a break? Let's go to a break. About 15 minutes. 15, 20-minute break, then we come back and hit some more. Let me know when you on. We on? All right. All right. Shh. We back now. Got a lot of stuff to cover. Number one, this is interesting here. There's some new stuff for the brothers. You got to give it to the white man. He'll find a way to make one. There's some new shit for the brothers called Stamina RX. This is shit hitting in Atlanta. They can't keep this shit in the stove because the brothers done found out about this thing here. Came out about the first of the year. Or no, it came out about the middle of last year or something. Stamina RX. This is the all-out shit right here. For the brothers who ain't got no problems, what this does, it enhances the ejaculation on the level of an orgasm. Because we may never know how it feels on the level of the sister, but this is enhanced, but it's got a stamina to it. But for the brothers who got problem with the little willy working, it do that shit too. Your shit be like ding 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 ding. Because it increases the capillaries to the wee-wee, all that too. But it gives you the maximum stamina. It's called Stamina RX. This is the bomb. It is the bomb. So I ain't got no problem with my little wee doing anything, you know. I'm still a young man. I just turned 40, believe it or not. But this thing here, on the other hand, it works wonders. You can get it at any of these little sex shops that y'all don't want to go up into sell it. And then, yeah, there's one right on this street here. I said they probably got that Stamina RX. But they selling it in the hood down in Atlanta and stuff. They sell it in the hood because they done caught on with the brothers. Stamina RX. Huh? No. No, actually, I only took one pill out of this about 2 weeks ago. This one is like $7 for something like about 13 pills, but then again, they got one for like 40-something pills for like $35 or whatever type thing, you know. But this is the jam. But they got a female version also, too. They got also a herbal Viagra. Yeah. Herbal V, you get on that, that's pretty good, too, you know. What I use this for is when you go study Tantra, whenever we get horny, we don't understand that the horniness is a form of sexual pleasure within itself. It's just that you've been taught that you have to release it. But the horniness itself is you can focus in, there's a whole nother dimension also too. So there's all kinds of aspects of the sexual aspect that we haven't even tapped into. But believe me, this is very important, and we'll get back to that in a few minutes. I want to get a few things going because Nation of Islam is pretty much gone. Black Panther Party, they pretty much stopped that in the tracks with the death of Khaled. Civil Rights All-Star Group's been gone. The only thing left as far as what they're really concerned about right now is the sophisticated aspect of Moorish groups. That's going to be the new shit now. They're going to go after the Moors, and I'm going to tell you how they're going to do this thing. You remember that boy that white boy that got caught?
They're going to go after.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm talking about, they're getting ready to go, this is going to be the next one up for scrutiny in the aspect of, because what they did was, most of the country don't know what the Moors, still yet Moorish history is not only a mystery to most black people, most white people don't even know. So I announced on the 22nd of December that they were going to go after the Moors as the next group to come out of this 9/11 thing. The next day they ran a color ad on the history of the Moors in the Atlanta Journal and Constitution. Now you know they don't give up shit on no Moors. But all of a sudden they did a color ad, but see the way they did it is, they didn't do the black thing. They give you the history of the Moors, but they're billing it as an Islamic faction of history. So whenever they come in and point the fingers at the existing Moors, the rest of the country will look at them as a radical Islamic faction that they can hang the whole terrorist thing on. Very key. Because this is the white boy that got caught with the Taliban. Motherfucker looked like they dug his ass out of some damn dirt, like a damn dirt dauber. Did you hear the history on him? They carefully tied the shit in. It was all government stuff. They said he influenced by hip-hop music. From the hip-hop music, he started studying the autobiography of Malcolm X. See, they already got that African, black, historical side to it. Then he ends up in the Taliban and all of that. You see. So this is a way that they can do, and then the next thing they can pinpoint a certain group they're going to point this out as. Now on the Moorish thing, you got several Moorish groups. You got some that's sophisticated in the aspect that they try to give different aspects of Moorish history and different things. Then you, as any group, you always have these ones that's motherfucking radical. Like they got some nigga down in Atlanta, he's supposed to be the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. You know, so you always got, for every group you always got this radical aspect. You see, you always have your sophisticated group, then you have your radical group. And so what they'll do is they'll go after the radical behavior of one of the groups. You see what I'm saying? And paint the whole scenario of Moors, and the next thing you know, the Moors will be just like the doggone militia was when they put that whole Timothy McVeigh thing is. Timothy McVeigh goes in to visit the militia 2 or 3 times, and the next thing you know, they were able to shut out a whole group of what was white intelligentsia teaching people about the New World Order and the Illuminati. So they had to bust that. So what they did is they blew up the Oklahoma building, they put Timothy McVeigh, connected him with that, and the next thing you know, which was thousands upon thousands of members of militias across the United States, is down to almost nothing. They could not recuperate after Oklahoma bombing. So what they will do here is they will do the same thing. They will do something with some radical element, pinpoint it, because the people are so ignorant, they will think it's all the Moors. You see what I'm saying? And they can cut out any sophisticated group by putting some ignorant stuff. That's what they're doing with the Dr. York thing down. Me run this bullshit on you. But I know about the Dr. York thing. Dr. York is down in Eatonton. Now, I commend anybody who's putting forth information. They build the pyramids and they do all this kind of stuff here. But see, this is some government stuff. Number one, Dr. York been out for years. Remember, he was all up in New York. They wore cowboy outfits. They wore all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and in New Brunswick, there was all this type of stuff. It was in New York. Motherfuckers, they became joke book in New York and had to move, went down to Georgia. Bunch of goddamn country niggas down there don't know the difference. So they go down to Georgia. They was first Islamic Hebrews, Islamic thing, then they went and became Nubic, had his own right and put a little bicycle on the goddamn patch as they symbol and shit like that. Was talking shit about Kemet, talking shit about Dr. Ben. They had a big old discussion, but a debate between him and Dr. Ben in all of 1990. He talking shit about Kemet, and in his Leviathan books, Egypt was the sign of the devil and all. So what they do is somebody step to him and go, yo, man, the intelligentsia has become much more advanced in this religious shit you doing. So what they do is in the 95, they pull everybody off the street, shut down for a year. The end of 96, they come back up, they're all Camite, Egyptian. Then the next thing now, they say, no, we're going to be a part of anything that's hot. Next thing we know, they Moors. They with the Empress. They this, they that. You see what I'm saying? Then they even moved in on my camp. They was like, brother, we want to invite you down to the Eatonton for one of their Savior's Day type of thing. And you know, wants you to come speak. And what it was is he was trying to get me down there, get me, take a couple of pictures and shit, then put me all in their books. Bobby Hemmitt is down with us. Now that's all good and well and fine because, like C. Freeman L. say, people are in certain things because they need to be in certain things. Those people who are in certain groups, they need to be in them groups. They're supposed to be in them groups. So some people need to be pimped. Because that's a part of the life. There's ghouls. There's different apparatus on the metaphysical level. You know, there's the ghoul level. You ever see on the Draco, they got the ghouls, they got the gnomes, they got the, you know, they got different levels and stuff. So those people who are in follow, and some people have to follow. If they can't follow, they get sick. I know people actually get sick when they don't have structure around their life, a motherfucker kicking them in the ass.